Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Roll For It. I understand we've been away for quite some time, some scheduling issues, and one of our players, Alex, who plays our beloved Igor, is unable to make it to our gathering today. So we're going to be doing a nice little one shot. We're going to go around the table that way, yeah, and saying our characters' name, the player characters' names, and what they are in that order of appearance. Go.
Alright, Matt, and today I'm going to be playing Garrett. An Asmar, vibrantly blonde, voluminous hair, very elegant flowing clothes. If this has given away to you what I'm obviously riffing on, I can't help you. But I'll be playing a glamour bard multi-class as a hexblade warlock.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm going to be playing as Kavath. He is a changeling rogue. He is a person who likes to change his appearance often because he finds staying to one thing in a particular fashion very boring.
Hi, I'm Wayne. I'm going to be playing Turiel, the Erico monk. He generally is just a large peregrine falcon, and he wears light blue and green battle robes.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I'm going to be playing Professor Yenwise, a human cleric bard. If you can just imagine John Hammond from Jurassic Park, but without the cape. Same silly white hat, and spared no expense.
Spared no expense.
Okay, my name's Hillary. I'm going to be playing Esther Benji. She's a Lightfoot halfling rogue. She's really tiny. She is really earthy, dark hair, kind of like down to earth and really hyper. So she's just like a cute, bouncy.
Okay. All right. And I'm your DM. That's all that matters about me. So we're gonna.
Tell us who you're going to be playing today.
So we're gonna start
What's
right
his
into
hair
the
color?
one-shot introduction. It is approximately the 40th year of the Reconstruction period here in the nation of Mornosai. Relative peace has flowed through the nation. There's been limited reconstruction due to them not actually participating in the Dragonborn Uprising War. Despite this, the nation is under its own kind of siege. Not by other nations, but by raiders and others who seek power. Mornosai is pretty well known for having a multitude of different areas of ambient magic. Recently, it's been discovered that some of these areas are home to rare artifacts and relics of immense power. And our players here today have been all asked to the small town of Aikven, which is a short distance from the Alton ruin. Aton, my bad. Aton ruins. And there have been, to the residents' understanding, some unorthodox experiments. You've all been asked to come here to get rid of a mage that may or may not have taken residence inside the ruins, so that the Oakvane town, not too far away, may return to its prosperous nature. You all convene inside I wouldn't say nice looking building. As Mornosai is much more a natural kind of nation where a lot of most druids live here. It's the structures aren't very modern, I would say. The biggest structures may be a stone-made church,
Very earthy
or
feel.
yeah, an earthy feel, or like wooden buildings. You are inside what may be considered the best-looking building around. It's currently not falling apart, and it has all of its roof.
It's always a bonus.
Technically
Stairs.
caked with mud, I see.
Yes. You all sit together as you are talking to, presumably, the person who has asked you here. And he says, thank you all for coming. I much appreciate you at least hearing us out. If you would like to take up this job, I'm not going to tell you you have to, but I would really appreciate it if you would, you know? It's been so long. The lights from the ruins keep waking people up at night. There have been a couple of monsters attacks, and the saints aren't coming around anytime soon.
Oh, I wouldn't worry very much with us ragtag group that we have here. me and Jared have worked together on multiple occasions to hunt down relics or dungeon delve all over the entire country.
Lovely little monsters will hardly be an issue, I believe. They're just going to get in our way, and we'll take care of them.
Well, that sounds very reassuring.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna do great.
Yes, all of us.
Um,
Don't know about these youngins.
I don't know if you require any supplies for the adventure. Unfortunately, our town is not a very large town, and we do not have much in the way of supplies. We can offer you enough food to get to the ruins and back. Maybe a 2-night stay in the ruins if required. I don't think adventurers such as yourselves will require such.
Excuse me, sire.
Yes.
I would like to ask, who are you exactly? And I believe we just met you and haven't been very acquainted.
I am what I suppose in other towns you might call the head of the guard, I suppose. In my time as the head of the guard, we really haven't seen any difficulties like this. So, personally, I'm not quite sure what I should be doing. This is my first instinct. We don't really have guards, but we have you now.
That is understandable. I am Kibaf, and who are you?
My name's Jericho.
Jericho. It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's very nice to meet you too. If you have any other questions, I will be here. There are some stores you can try to go to, but like I said, we're a very small town. I'm not sure how much we can offer you.
Oh, well, I think whatever we may find in the ruins will be well enough for what we're looking for. We're just going to ponder around town for a little bit until we're ready to go.
Is
All
there
right.
anything more you can tell us about our target, about our mission?
It was believed about a month ago that a mage entered their ruins. No one has heard from him, but it was not too long after he had entered that all this craziness started to happen.
Did you know about this mage? Was he local around the area, or new to
He was
town?
from, I believe, Ganan, the nation up to the north. He was from over there, and he was coming down here. He said he'd read something about these ruins housing something of relative importance to study.
So the locals, they've met this man.
He was in town for less than a day, actually, before he went off.
My only real question is probably that do any of you know what may be lying within these ruins?
Oh no, the ruins have been abandoned and off limits to our people and the surrounding towns. I'd have to say, since the beginning of the Age of Ascension, they were considered dangerous and not for people to play in.
I'm okay. I'm gonna dart eyes at you, and I'm ready to.
Go do your weird thing you do.
Is there
We
anything you can pay us?
Well, of course, we do have a bit of gold we can give you. Again, it's not a lot. And of course, anything you find in the ruins is more than welcome to take. To our records, what little we have, the ruins should hold a sizable amount of treasure and other valuables.
Requisitioning health potions.
We do not have any health potions. I apologize. The saints recently have come through, and we had given them a large amount of what little resources we did have. We are waiting for traders to come in within the next 2 weeks to resupply.
Oh, don't worry, my boy. I'm a pretty good cleric. Been around for quite a while.
usually doesn't give us patience.
Can I do like a perception to see what he's wearing?
Yeah, give me a perception. Go for it. Anyone else like this?
Stealing starts early this time.
I'm not stealing.
No, I want to game him out too.
Not yet.
All right.
To see what's
I
in
got
the
a
room.
12.
Give me an investigation.
Got a 5.
12.
Jareth, he's wearing clothes, for sure.
Oh, there you go.
Not my type anyway.
Garrett.
Gareth, I apologize. Gareth,
Nice loincloth.
I rolled a 12.
he's wearing pretty shitty clothes, to be honest. It's like
Look at how short it is.
torn and tattered and like patchwork for like the knees.
So
Going
it's
down?
pretty worn clothing.
Yeah.
Like commoner clothing.
Yeah, a little less than commoner clothing.
A little bit less.
Super peasant clothing.
Peasant clothing.
Super
I
peasant.
only got like a 9.
Super peasant.
You don't see anything that would be of relative interest.
How long have you been talking to him now? A little bit over a minute.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Take a wild guess.
Doesn't have the diplomat thing. Yeah, can we maybe investigate the town before we consider heading out? See if there's anything
Go
else
for
we
it.
can gather?
So you say goodbye to Jericho and walk outside the town. It's like when you came in, you've been waiting for a little bit. You got in around like I want to say like 8 o'clock ish, and you were just waiting for Jericho. It's like noon now. The sun's up all the way. It's really bright outside. The buildings around again are not really the greatest of what you would consider buildings. Some are tattered. Some are look like what might
Does it
be
look like a
broken.
slum sort of deal?
Kind of. But it also kind of looks like these buildings are meant to look like that. A little bit. Yes, a lot of the population is druids, people who are a little more connected to the earth. So, what would you guys like to do?
I'd like to check out and see if I can find any townspeople that might have any recollection or any knowledge about the mage that moved into the ruins.
Give me a investigation check. Anyone else?
I'm pondering around with it.
I would like to ask anyone if there's any like tales or myths associated with
Oh.
where we're going.
Give me an investigation check.
I want to go.
I got an
after
18.
You want to go after Jericho?
Jericho.
Are you being stealthy about following him? Or are you just like
I'm
following?
just casually following him before, but like at a distance where
Okay.
it looks like I'm casual, but I want to see where he's heading towards.
All right.
I got an 18 on the investigate.
I got
And you
That's
guys
not
were
helping.
you guys were looking for just
Anything on that the locals might know about this mage? Anything?
So you
that
talk
we
to a
can track
couple of
down?
people. They tell you the mage he showed up. He asked about if anyone knew about traps, if they were still working in the ruins, how dangerous it is to get to the ruins because it is technically on the other side of a large lake. But he didn't stay for that long. He was probably early 30s, late 20s, human, longish hair that he had it braided down like a warrior's braid.
I have two possible options that we could try here. Might one of these people giving us information be able to draw me a picture of them, or might I be able to listen to them describe me and try to do a performance to sketch it?
You can for sure give me a performance
I'm
check.
gonna do that so I can get a portrait of them.
Esther, what did you roll for?
Nat 20.
Whew. Well, there are some legends about this ruins. As you're going around talking to people, you can tell it's a little bit of a mixed bag due to the fact of how old they are. Everyone's family has their own little variations of the story every here and there. But for the most part, the ruins were supposed to house something inside of it, and there were supposed to be guardians. But in recent centuries, that the ruin has fallen. There was even an earthquake that has made some of it sink into the earth. No one is quite sure.
You mean guardians like Warforged guardians, or guardians like constructs?
More so as constructs.
I got a 13 on that performance for portrait. Making a portrait.
Your portrait's not bad.
Okay.
Had you been given if you gave yourself more time, a sturdier working place, it would be better.
Practice makes perfect. Alright, because they said there isn't much in the way of shops, but I'm trying to think of anything we can pick up. I don't know, do these druidic savages have like a barter system or something for us to get anything useful? I don't know what these people do.
Maybe.
You give me those health potions or I'll kick you in the teeth.
Kovov, what are you doing?
So I was following him. Can you give me a description of like what he's actively doing right now?
As he walks out of the building, as Jericho walks out of the building, he takes an immediate left turn. He walks to the back side of the building. Behind there's a shed where he is caring for a couple of goats. After about 5 minutes, he takes his leave from there. He walks basically across town. This town's not that large.
Yeah.
Like 500 feet across town, knocks on a door. A woman hands him a baby as he walks inside the house.
He's gonna eat his baby.
Poor guy's just going home.
How long are you following him?
I just want to see like the direction that he's going.
I would like to
basically.
enter his bedroom.
Like I want to make sure like I kind of know where he's going, but
You
like
assume he has a
where I'm going, it's like two separate directions.
Okay.
essentially. So is he gonna? Where's the guard barracks? First of all.
Well, technically there are no real guard barracks. There's a large, like mud-built building where there are no roof, and you can really just see like a couple of spears coming out from the top. It's not that tall. There's no door.
Do you want help tracking this guy?
I'm not trying to track him.
We're not with him right
Okay.
I'm not trying to track him.
So that's kind of where the barracks is.
Okay. How long does he stay in the house for?
How long are you waiting?
Could be sitting there at 2 a.m. just watching this guy.
Technically, I'm
Watching
going
him
to
sleep.
assume he's downstairs. I'm going to climb up his house into his room.
Alright, roll me a stealth check.
I already rolled
Okay.
a 19.
Wow, I'm really excited about this.
You get inside the
I like
house.
it.
5 minutes in and B&E.
You get as you stealth your way into the house. You can hear from the lower floor, "Maribel, please don't worry. I can watch your child. It's no problem at all." She goes, "Are you sure? He's very finicky, and sometimes he doesn't eat, and he has to eat all his vegetables." He goes, "It's perfectly fine. I'm sure I'll be all right. Nothing could possibly go wrong." She goes,
Baby's
"Are you?"
pretty out.
This
She
just
like
sounds
huffs a
like-
little bit, and she goes, "All right, Jericho. Just if something happens, I'm going to be on the lake. Run him out to the water, please, for me." And he goes, "Okay. It's no problem at all. I've handled plenty of children in the village before." And you hear a door.
Okay.
So it's not even his
I
house,
think
it's
you're
somebody
just
else's.
interrupting a babysitting gig.
It's okay. Is he like temporarily staying there, or do you just want there?
He's babysitting, to your knowledge.
Okay. I'm going to climb out the window, but I'm going to disguise myself as him, walking around now.
Okay.
I've heard enough about him. I have clothing to fit him. I'm going to go around and masquerade as him and introduce myself and give orders, basically.
Okay.
So I go up to a guard. I'm guessing there's one around, right?
You-
Pretty much.
To what you can
Because
tell,
there's a couple of them.
There's
that
like 2
alive.
guards in the whole town.
Yeah.
Like,
you see
okay.
someone walking around with this spear, and you assume it's a guard.
Yeah, so like I'll just be like, hey, we have those new adventures that came in that were talking about the ruins and whatnot. I was wondering where those reports were located.
I mean, Jericho, you keep all the reports in your house.
I know, but I'm forgetful.
But
You know
Jericho,
how
you know
I
can't
am.
read.
I've been pretty stressed out lately. I have to get some extra money and babysit some kids. It's been pretty.
I understand, Jericho. I wish you would come back onto the water with us. It'd be really nice to have you around again. I mean, it gets a little rough out there.
I understand, but sometimes I have to try and take care of business as much as humanly possible before I go
Perfectly
to my
fine.
pleasures.
It's
So
perfect.
would you know possibly where I put it? Because I just feel very addle-minded.
I mean, your desk at home, I suppose. Maybe you've been away so long that you don't remember where your own house is.
To be completely honest with you, all I feel like I do is constantly leave, and I don't really have a home. Would you mind just
He points
being
you.
my friend and
He just like straight up points you. It's the furthest building away from everyone else's houses. He
I
goes,
casually walk over there.
"All right."
Are we
Bid
just,
him thank you. Have a good night.
are we just
Okay.
are we just considering that
If you want to give me
passive
perception
deception
check,
is now a stat?
Essentially,
I
yeah.
have really bad numbers.
I don't understand
They're
what's
druids, they
happening
take
right now.
everybody at face
I don't
value.
believe
I go into his house. Do I have
You
fun?
noticed that Kovath went near Jericho.
Yeah.
That's about it. Kovath, you enter Jericho's house, and it's probably exactly what you think it is. It's got a shitty little like mud oven with like a fire that looks like it died like 2 months ago. It's got one dresser made out of mud as well with like wooden like drawers, but like the
It's
dresser
just
itself.
shitty. It's just a shitty place.
Yeah,
Does he have a
You're
desk with
in
some
a
paperwork?
mud
he
hut.
he actually has a really nice desk that's very decorative. Wooden decorations, of course.
I want to
That
look
is
through his
so
desk.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
This poor man. He is a human, right?
14.
Yes.
Okay.
14. There are a couple of locked drawers, but the face of the desk is pretty empty. There's one inkwell and what looks like maybe a half-written letter. What languages do you speak?
Elvish and Sylvan and Common.
Okay. It is not in a language that you know, but it looks like it's only half the page, and it's not signed at the bottom, so you assume it's probably half finished.
Okay. I want to pocket that, and I'm going to try and break into the lock and
Alright,
Dear Lord.
give me,
Why did
never
none of us
getting to
go
this
with
dungeon.
her?
do you have lockpicking tools? I assume.
I do.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're gonna roll dexterity plus your proficiency.
Okay, dexterity plus my proficiency.
Right, on the side. In the meantime.
Yes.
I'm just a little
21.
curious. What is the demographic of this little
There's
druid village?
Humans, turtles, genasi, primarily. There's some tritons around, one or two elves that you can just passively spot.
Are they all basically druid? Or
Uh, to your knowledge, they're probably all druids. Okay. You basically just and unlock his 4 drawers as you open them. One of them is where his clothes are. His tattered clothes.
Does he have a fireplace?
He does.
I'm gonna throw in the fireplace and light it up.
Oh
What?
Okay.
This is my lots of his clothes.
Okay.
For the
Is
first
there
time,
any paper? That's just all.
there
I care
is
about, anything.
an entire drawer of paper, but it's unwritten on.
Okay.
Like probably like 3 feet of paper. A 3
So there's
foot
fucking
stack.
Nothing, basically.
In another one of the drawers, there is what looks like maybe like his archive of these events happened today. You see, there's maybe
I
a book
watched the
full,
goals.
like 50 pages ish.
Sure, they're just reports for daily things.
Yeah, and then in the last drawer, you open it up, and it looks like there's a harp, like a little handheld harp.
I'm gonna leave it there, but I'm gonna take the reports.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you
Okay.
take the reports.
I leave. But before I leave,
Okay.
I make sure that I change myself into a little boy that's exactly 7 years old.
Okay.
And then I walk away.
All right.
It's your life.
I don't know what just happened.
Anybody knows what just happened.
I feel like we just watched a very strange OCD. Like, if we just go to the next village over and she needs to find a random person of authority, break into their house, and burn their clothes, then we know this is just a pattern of disordered behavior.
It's just OCD for breaking and entering and minor larceny.
What is everyone else doing? This has probably been about 40 minutes, Kula.
Wow. Okay.
I am just waiting in town for everyone to congregate again, just saying hi to anyone.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? Hi!
Pickpocketing all the time. All the while.
I wanted to see if there was anyone
to see
else.
if anyone has stuff in their pockets.
You need an investigation check.
I wanted to see if
They're druids, they
there was
don't have any
anyone in
pockets.
this area who does have items that they can
I
help
stuck it in
with
my
to help us
hair.
roll.
You notice a man with a carriage. You can't see exactly what's inside his carriage, but it's being pulled by 2 very large goats.
Do we need a carriage?
Do we need a carriage?
I'll get to that in just 1 second. You rolled an 8. Okay.
Do we have to
It looks like either these guys own everything in the world or nothing at all. You can't tell.
Can I check a pocket?
You know what?
Give me a pickpocket
really
check.
is
So sleight of hand.
property.
See, this I should be okay at.
You'll be
Plus
great
9.
at this.
Okay. From one of the many passerbys, you slip your hand in and slip your hand out as fast as you can, and it's a little wedding ring. It is engraved.
Your
It says.
hope.
I definitely
Terrible
take it.
people.
Yeah.
It is engraved and says, "May the ocean be the only thing that can separate us." And it's
I
like
imagine you turn around and you skip, you
definitely
flip it in
take
the air, you grab it, you
Yeah.
give it a little bite.
it is pure silver.
I definitely take it.
Right. This man with the goats. What would you like to do?
I would like to stop him, ask him what he is carrying, what he might have as wares.
Is it that we need a cart?
You have no idea. You didn't ask Jericho if you needed a cart. He
I
didn't
mean, we
say.
can just get a cart and then go on our way.
We can try, yes.
He tells you, "I got this brand new invention. It's real nice." And he pulls out what looks like just a standard abacus. He goes, "This little contraption right here will allow you to count and calculate your earnings, your inventory, anything you might need. I call it a calculator. Now, I know you might be skeptical on how it works, and he gives you about like a 5-minute tutorial about how his abacus works. Midway through, like one of the beads fall off, and he has to like jump to the ground, like get it. How cats are like trying to when cats play with yarn, it's a little like that, but he's not trying to play with his bead; he's trying to catch it. Keeps moving as he tries to grab it.
I'm using so much willpower to resist Cassie's suggestion to tell him to fuck off and leave.
I'm just gonna. No, I'm not
I don't know how to respond to that. I was thinking wares, not an idiot who invented a calculator.
This world already has the abacus, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so I'm
We
just
didn't
gonna let him
invent
know
it.
that.
Well, kind inventor. Might you be able to tell me how this differs from these other contraptions we already have called abacuses?
What's an abacus?
What's an abacus?
I wasn't prepared for this.
What you're holding, that's an abacus.
This is called a calculator.
You
No,
are
that's
aware
an
these have
abacus.
already been invented, sir.
But my grandpappy.
Did your grandpappy invent this? If he invented
I'm
it, then
so-
that means it's been around for years.
I'm so lost. My grandpappy told me this is the best thing he ever saw.
When?
Before he died,
How long ago was that?
4 years.
You sure it wasn't 100?
Grandpappy, why?
That's okay, sir.
He was an adventurer. He knew what he saw.
I'm sure he did.
I mean, he'd get forgetful every now and then, but
I'm digging myself into a hole. So I don't know where to go with this.
I gotta go home. I gotta go home and go to Grandpappy's grave and
How about you go to your grandpappy's grave? I'll do you a solid. We tell us where your home is. We'll deliver your cart back to you there.
I think I'm okay enough to drive it myself, but thank you,
I'm
Count.
sure
Sir, you're in no
you're very
shape to drive.
distressed by this.
You think so? Or one of you guys like
you
a
need
medicine
you
man?
need some walking to clear your head.
Or give me a persuasion check.
With advantage? Is that
No.
helping? Oh, come on.
Hold on. That's going to be a 17.
Okay. And he just looks at you and goes, you know what? You're absolutely right. I need to really just get some good air to clear out my head and think about what I learned here today.
Very, very.
Do you think I should keep trying to invent things?
Don't give it up.
I think you need to be more clear-headed before anyone gives you that sort of advice. Not giving an answer on that because I don't know the ramifications.
Here, let me just show you one more thing, if you don't mind. He pulls out what may or may not be a large, looks like might be a gun. He goes, "This is what I call a powder maker. It turns people to powder."
You should lead with this in your inventing
Oh.
inventory.
My mama said like it costs too much money to produce. It requires too much to make, and But let me show you what it does. He straight up fires it into the sky, and as he does, nothing happens. A big poof of smoke.
I'm going to.
That's a very lovely. Consider improving this on your walk back to your grandpappy's grave. We
Sure.
will be-
If you don't mind, I will accompany you. We can take your cart. You guys go on, collect the rest of the group. I'll make sure he gets to the grave okay, and then I will come back. We'll all meet up and head out. Fair.
Alright.
Fair.
My
Okay.
kindly gentleman friend here.
Can I walk up to her and act like I'm starving, and then she could spare me a coin?
Okay. Give me a deception check.
Already robbing.
Hillary, you're gonna have to roll a counter insight check.
We're all together now? Or
14.
these two are separate?
14.
Well, you
Everyone
guys-
but Yenwise is
I
together
was
at this
with
point.
him.
5.
Yes. And I was
Okay.
I was with him.
You believe a little girl seems to come up to you. A little girl, you said, or a little boy? Little boy
He-
seems to
They're
come up
separate
to
from
you
us.
Yes, you guys. Are
and just
heading to them.
ask for some coin to eat
I will be
tonight.
No, I don't have anything.
Are we
Okay.
with
Can
her
I
while
pick up
So I
her
totally-
while she turns away?
Do you turn away, or are you waiting for the little boy to walk away?
I'm waiting for the little boy to walk away.
So you have a standoff where both of you are looking at each other, and nothing
Little boy,
happens.
by the way, is the same height as her.
Yep.
minus yen-wise.
Yeah,
Minus yen-wise. Are the rest of us all together for this exchange?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jerial, Jarius, and
So
Esther.
Does
I'm
anyone else
seeing
feel
this
bad
now,
about my
right?
situation though?
I
Do they
walk
feel
straight up-
prompted?
That's
So
that's
basically,
not
like,
them.
So basically, I fully believe that this is a poor little boy that has nothing, and I'm blatantly lying to this child because I don't want to give up my goods.
Without having any
I rolled
interaction.
really, really high. You think I'm a little boy
I-
that's starving.
I
You
see-
said
And I'm like,
fuck off.
no.
Basically,
I just
How-
stole a
how
wedding
high did you roll?
band.
25.
I see this little homeless urchin child try to beg from our party members, and without saying a word to him before doing this, just walk straight up, kick him hard enough to push, like, piss off, you ugly little child.
Oof.
I was bad.
So
I have no clue who you are.
Do you want to take the kick, or do you want to?
What?
Do you want to take the kick?
No. I'm gonna dodge out
Alright.
of the way before he can
Roll
try to
me-
hit me.
Matt, you're gonna need to roll me an attack roll.
Is that gonna be
Basic
acrobatics,
strength.
or-
Basic strength roll.
By the way, I have fancy footwork, so when you try to make an attack against me, you can make opportunity attacks. So.
It's gonna be a 7. Straight strength?
Straight strength. What's your AC?
AC is 14.
As you try to kick this child,
whiffs it.
Well, can you make him kick a wall instead?
there are no walls nearby.
You
You Charlie Brown it real hard.
What is with this dirt village and its weird people?
I am coming now up to the scene with the cart and the goods. Pulling the cart. I hop out. Okay, children, are we about done here? Can we get moving? If everybody wants to get in, I'm gonna walk over to random child, bonk on the head.
You don't know. I'm just
Oh,
a random
well,
child at this point. You don't know.
Investigate.
I'm a starving, poor 7-year-old
You wouldn't be able to
child.
tell because
Yeah,
of
everyone
the
has
What
been
if-
trying
I
to
mean-
beat, basically.
You're a bugger.
Bonk you on the head.
A starving 7-year-old child. And you tried to
You're a
fucking
tiny
kick
little
me.
beggar
You
child.
piece of shit.
If you're gonna bonk her in the head,
You are a very ugly boy.
How do you know? I just said I was a starving little 7-year-old boy. You don't know if I'm good looking or not.
Meg,
I'm saying I think you're ugly.
Yenwise is trying to bonk you on the head. Are you gonna take it? Because if you,
Can I slap his hand away while he's just talking?
you'd have to roll a strength check against his strength check. If not, you're just rolling a basic attack.
Go on.
Yeah.
I'll
So,
just dodge.
The
actually.
entire
Hold on.
time since
Okay.
we've been coming back, I've just been observing this, and I rolled 28 for an insight.
Okay. You
So you know,
I know it's you.
you don't know it's her because you didn't see her transform. So
Wait,
to your knowledge,
It is a little.
Okay.
it is a little boy,
so
but he's definitely not in need of money. You can tell
How
that.
do you know?
You can
I've-
tell that
doesn't
it is.
hold himself as a little boy.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I feel like we've got ourselves in a bit of a loop. I think I know
So
a way to
that's what
bring
I'm
us out of
definitely
it.
saying. I know that just something's weird.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh,
Okay,
so
so
the scrying orb.
yeah, I was like, okay, where is that other rogue we brought with us? I pull out from my pocket a crystal orb. Please show me. What was her name? What was their name?
Kova?
Please show me
You don't know if that's
Kova.
my real name
Ralph
either.
Nader.
I don't know it's my real name.
It doesn't matter.
I
If it's
know
your real
who
name.
you are, though, and I
No,
have
you
met
really
you.
You know a
I've
face.
met
For scrying, all they need to do is have met you before. It doesn't require your form, but met you before.
Show
So
me.
it just is the essence of who you are.
Basically, for the most part, I do believe there's a percentile roll attached to that.
No, it is a. You need to make a wisdom saving throw, but you need to take a -5 because I personally know you.
Okay, so what do I do?
You
Roll
roll
a
a
wisdom
wisdom
roll.
saving throw.
Wisdom
I
saving.
do wisdom saving.
Yes.
Yep,
So
natural
what is
20.
that?
So you roll the 20, add your wisdom saving modifier,
And then
and then minus 5.
Okay, is that like the saving throws?
Yes.
Saturday math.
Math on the weekends, kids.
I rolled a nat 1, so.
So you've done before.
Okay, so I'm
immediately
holding the orb, and it just- it's like when you've got a video. It's like when you got a security camera pointed at the screen that it's monitoring. I just look at the orb, look at the small child I just tried to kick, look at the orb, and I just grab you by the collar and like, let's fucking go already.
Get in the goddamn car,
As I can
Jonathan.
give you a small shake.
Yeah.
As he picks me up by the cup of my neck, can I change my appearance?
Yes. What would you
That
like
was
to?
my
really
plan.
fucking cute, so you really strained to hold me
Alright,
up.
we are done with this.
So as you, I
definition of
run
a
and you're
charade.
like,
We
Jared-
are done with this definition of a charade.
Roll me a strength check.
Me?
Yes. As she changes into a very large, heavy-set child or person. I
I
assume child.
Really large person.
It's going to be a 9.
You doof as Kovos changes. You had them pretty high up, like 3 feet off the ground because they're a child, and it goes from 3 feet high to poof, on the ground.
Are we ready to go now?
Please.
Okay. We've procured transportation. Let's go.
Is anyone really confused right now because we watched a child?
No, we're not confused with that. I'm wondering if anybody's confused as to how I have this cart. But
We've met changing
nobody's
people
asking me.
before.
Anyways, you eventually make it to the lake. A very large lake. You see 2 people. They're not dressed particularly nice, but there's like a weird gate-esque structure built behind them. They're sitting in 2 chairs, presumably chairs. Well, one of them might be a stool, you don't know. And one of them looks like they might be asleep. And you hear, "Oh shit, wake up!" And you see him, in the distance, you can see him throw a rock at the sleeping person. You can barely hear this as he's like trying to be quiet about it, but is like too, not excited, shocked. Yeah, I guess shocked would be the best word, that you have arrived. As he throws a rock at this, "Hey, wake up, you gotta look presentable. Adventures are here." He's, "What the, oh god damn it." And you see him, he's like picking up some stuff off the ground, which may or may not be bags. As they pack it away, he puts it into his hat and puts it on his head and goes, they both just stand up as if you didn't see them sleeping and slacking off. And they're looking around in attention with what is just, like actually just regular sticks in their hands.
Somebody
What?
rolled a nat
Wait.
1 on use of their disguise kit.
You walk up to these gentlemen and they go, "Hello there. Are you guys the adventurers that Jericho told me were coming into town to help us with our little issue?"
Why, yes, good lad.
Ah, perfect. Are you all set to go, or do you need a little more time?
I think that we're about ready.
I feel like this is a dialogue box in a video game warning you there's not a save point. This is a point of no return.
So you're all ready to go then?
Just surrounded by health packs.
Are you sure you want to go
Yeah.
into this website?
Are you?
Did we see the little shamble about they did?
Yeah, you did, for sure.
Can we ask who are you two?
Oh, well, we're the Rift Openers. I'm sure you haven't been to our town yet. You probably came from the south. To get to the ruins, we open a small rift in the water, so you may walk over to it.
Oh, I see that you guys spared no expense.
Oh
to
my
come
God,
here.
Why do you have so many extra packs of gear with you? There's 2 of you.
We're out here a lot, and by a lot, I mean 24/7.
You live out here on the edge of a lake.
I wouldn't say live, more so
Ruins.
We listen to the lake folk.
experience out here on this side of the lake. However, you should note, we will not be able to know when you're done over in the ruins. So if you can make smoke signals or signal us somehow, we'll let you back over.
I'm sure we'll find a way.
I could just fly back.
All right, here we go. They bang their sticks against the others, forming a X formation. These sticks elongate to hit the ground and keep going. They're about now 10 feet tall, and slowly you can see the water begin to part, forming a path towards them.
It sounds like Moses, basically.
Moses
Now,
one and
please,
two.
it is 2. What is it? Shape water spells?
Control water
Control water.
at the highest degree. And you
Just the
begin
once per day.
your little walk over to the ruins. You can see as you walk, there's the fishes, there's a shark, some octopi. Yeah,
Wow.
a lot of sea life. In fact, the path also has like starfish on it, and like sea anemones, some coral. It's really
Close to
weird.
an ocean.
Consider technically, more than a month's journey from an ocean.
Inland sea.
Yeah, as you takes you probably a good 2 hours to walk.
Wow, that's long.
Well, I mean, you
No,
have your
we're
carriage.
No, we have a cart.
Oh,
and two
oh,
goats.
we're in the I thought that because you said started walking. I thought that you meant that you left that up on shore side.
No, you took your carriage for sure. Because
We stole a cart.
why
We're
would you
making
walk
the
if you
most
have a
of it.
carriage?
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why you're
We
like
either ride in the carriage or we eat the goats. That's how this works. Come on.
Goat stew. Delicious.
maybe later.
And getting to the other side, you as the water begins to flood back through.
How did they know?
I think it just ran out.
Upon arriving at the ruins, you can see that the ruins. But it looks like someone has taken a certain amount of precautionary actions to light certain parts of the ruin up. As you can see, what look like finished candles, so the wax is all on the ground. There are some lanterns, what may or may not have been a fire pit at one point in time. And you can kind of just see like where this mage might have set up camp, what they were looking at.
Oh,
and such.
fascinating. The dungeons we've been through in the past, this is quite different than somebody's been mapping it like this.
Not too strange. Adventuring and whatnot. What do we want to do? We're just at the entrance to the ruins.
You're at the outside of the ruins.
What is it that these like you said like writing that's glowing?
Yeah, now that we're here,
Oh,
like
No,
He
he's
said it was lit by torches.
lit by torches and/or candlelight.
now that we're at the entrance to the ruins, can we try to game out and like get a sense of what purpose these ruins serve?
Can I pull out the report and start reading them?
Yeah, you can.
Put away from everyone because I want to say fuck you.
Yes, you can.
I'm also I'm gonna look around the site for any
Are you looking
notes or
for?
journals left.
So you're looking for notes and journals.
Yeah.
What do you mean by?
I'm looking into like what could be so special about these ruins that this mage came here for. What were these ruins originally for?
Yeah,
Okay.
from
Uh,
the architecture of it. Who
Roll me history check.
Can
I gotta-
I look for anything that you may have left behind other than like, the lantern?
Give me an investigation check.
I got a 19 looking for the journals or notes.
Okay.
Or any
You do find a journal, and upon reading it, it's in common. And it says, basically, I've arrived here finally. It's taken me a couple of years to get the funding to get here, but I finally made it. I will be diving into the dungeon at dawn. Hopefully everything goes well. I do not believe that the traps that I had located earlier will be in effect. And then there's like a little bookmark that's like also a letter, wax seal. It says to Professor Gromwell. I apologize.
Bromwell.
Gromwell.
the journal entry. Did it have a date?
That's like about
3 days ago.
It's about like a week ago.
Been there a week. I got a 13 on that history check.
I got a 15.
To your knowledge, a building like this, from just what you remember from what you've learned, these places built before the Age of Ascension, probably nothing that important. Their formation generally marks off a place like where either someone of great power was kept, like a burial, or where an artifact might be stored.
Does it look like anything previously seen in history books or whatever?
Its architecture is very similar to what you may have read about.
Okay.
And
19.
19, and you were looking for
Just anything.
anything else. Well, of course, he has his little campsite. He has his weird little desk table thing that's all set up. Really, nothing of a large importance is here. You do see that he's deciphered what may be some of these hieroglyphs on the walls. Something he has written over multiple times. It reads, I am the sea mingled with the sun. I am eternity, the key to the first step to knowledge and fortitude. Those who seek me will find me apart from what I am, as they seek me when I am not eternity.
Hey.
Can I look around where he might have been sleeping? See if I could find any clothing or
Give me
maybe
an
like
investigation check.
I don't know, like maybe it's some hair from where he's rested.
As I'm standing here just looking at all the architecture and what it is,
That's in that one.
I would find it hard to
You
believe that
find nothing.
he
He doesn't
doesn't
exist.
have at least a partial map of what he has explored out here somewhere.
You might have had it with
That he wouldn't need a copy outside for anybody coming to find him.
What, do you think he has a Xerox?
What about the reports I was reading?
You're reading the reports. Many of them are the worst things you've ever read. As in, these are so absolutely dry and dreary. And it's like, Sam wanted more food. Solution, we couldn't afford more food.
Never more in your life have you wished for a dragon attack.
Another one is, we need to do more fishing. Issue, we do not have the means to create more fishing boats to carry more fish. Another one, noise dispute. We can't stop someone from really snoring. Solution, none.
None.
And it's a lot of these dumb things. A lot of them don't have solutions, and if they do have a solution, it's do nothing.
I think
Basically, can't do anything.
We should
Yeah.
go back to that invented
there
idea about
anything?
breathe right strips.
Anything out of all of those stacks of papers that said anything for what we were doing, or is it just all
Not a
bullshit?
thing.
you pick up reports from the most goddamn boring town in a magical nation.
In a fit of rage, can I just start shredding them?
Yes.
As you I'm going to look around for any kind of partial map, any kind of directions that he may have been like.
Alright, give me an investigation check.
Oh no. That's
Oh.
okay.
You're not rolling all today.
I was doing okay.
You do find some pieces of paper that look like they might have been part of a map. Like, you basically find, like, the compass rose that's been ripped off a piece of paper.
Can I show everyone the writing that I found
Mhm.
and just does anyone get it?
Okay.
Does anyone understand?
So
I'm
this is
going
just that
to
common
attempt
Yeah.
to read it.
It's in common, you can read it.
Oh, it is in common.
He's translated it over.
Oh, okay.
What she's read.
What was it? What was it originally?
What languages do you know?
I know Abyssal, Common, Infernal, and Primordial.
I've got Celestial and Goblin.
I've got Elvish and Sylvan.
I have Erica, Orin, Celestial, Common, and Draconic.
For those of you who know Celestial, you
Ooh.
do know that it was originally in Celestial.
That's What does the original text say?
It says exactly the same
Well,
things.
So you, okay.
There-
it's Celestial.
There are some variations in the choice of words, such as instead of sea, it might say great body of water, and instead of sun, it might say great light source.
So I think we can safely assume our target is Celestial.
Be somewhat intelligent. Can I just ask the party if they want to venture towards the gate now? Since we couldn't find anything in
Well, okay. Can we get a read on that note one more time?
It says,
Transcribe it.
I'm the sea mingled with the sun. I'm eternity, the key to the first step to knowledge and fortitude. Those who seek me will find me apart from what I am, as they seek me when I am not eternity.
Well, I'm assuming that this has something to do with at some point in the maze. We will just keep this note
write
close.
down that whole entire fucking
Oh my god.
Yeah,
The part that
everyone.
stands out to me
I
the most,
lost almost all of what you said.
the wording,
Yes.
the wording on that one part, was, what about it? Those who seek me find me
Yeah.
for what I am not.
Find me when I am. Find me apart from what I am.
To me, that sounds almost like truth or something. Like somebody seeking truth always finds it differently than they want.
Well, alright, everyone.
If I
This
could
is
read it, I could probably understand it more.
this is where we're going to end this episode today.
Well, this is gonna be a fun one shot.
There's going to be more to this one shot, obviously, as our adventures explore the Aton ruins. This has been Roll For It. We have a Facebook page, we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, and we're on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're on everything now.
Oh yeah.
This place has everything.
Rate us.
Yeah.
Wheels are an early
Share us. Do anything you can to help us.
I should probably like this.
Please.
Alright, guys. Roll for perception, and we'll hope to see you next time.